All right, we're headed to South Carolina.
We are literally leaving my office right now. Yeah, so we're excited.
The Mortons have arrived at Walt Disney World. Coming into Coronado Springs, and there is the hotel that we are going to be staying at for the next 6 nights. Charlene and I are in the bubble.
Hey guys, so we are at Destino Tower at Coronado Springs in Disney World. It's so beautiful. We're going to go over to, is it Three Bridges?
We're going to go to the Three Bridges the cafe, and I think it's also called Del Lago or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But there are 3 bridges in this resort that go to that specific location. So here we go.
And we're going to take one of them.
Yay!
Okay, so the first one I'm going to try is a manchego and huaca cheese. I hope I said that right. And chorizo cheese dip. So we're going to try that. Okay, it's also got some red pepper in it, so it's probably going to have just a little bit of heat. So we'll see what that's going to be.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we got the steak fritas with the paprika fries. So I'm going to take this. And the first time I'm going to taste it without the chimichurri, and I'm going to taste it and put the next one in the chimichurri. It's really tender, really well flavored, so you don't really need to put it in anything. It's one of those steaks you can just eat by itself. But I'm going to put this in the chimichurri, see what that does for it.
Yum.
Very good. So that's got a little bit of spice to it, and it really, really sets off the steak really well. So I'm going to go ahead and eat one of these paprika fries. Yum, they're like good, well-seasoned fries like what you get at Pounds. I know maybe some of our people don't know what Pounds is.
Frenchy fries!
Yes. It's sorbet. It's got a lot of fruit in it. Oh, and it's delicious. Just delicious. I'm having the burger at Steakhouse 71. It's one of the best burgers I've ever eaten. It uses pork belly, and it's got house-made pickles and cheese and hamburger that's really, really moist, really well cooked. The bun is really wonderful. It comes with a lemon aioli, but I ain't for putting lemon aioli on the burger. So I had them bring me mustard. But it's a fantastic burger.
Hey guys, so as Stephen said, we are at Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary Resort in Walt Disney World, and I ordered the grilled cheese, which comes with some really well-flavored pulled pork, Gouda cheese, another type of cheese, and it normally comes with arugula and caramelized onions, but I did ask them to hold that. I also have some super yummy fries, Parmesan fries. So yeah, super good. Potatoes, or as they call them, potato puree, really good. It's Yukon potato puree is what it said, but those are mashed potatoes. I put some of the béarnaise sauce on my steak, and we're going to see how that goes. All right, well, the good thing is it seems to cut pretty easily. Cooked correctly. Good.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yay. Hey guys, so
we're at Animal Kingdom.
We're at Animal Kingdom.
Finally.
We had some drama with Scoot Around, but they made it right after hubby got a little assertive with them and said, hey, they sent us a video on how to take the battery off of this thing. Stephen's like, no, we're on vacation. We're in Animal Kingdom. I'm not doing maintenance on a rented scooter. So they were kind enough finally to send someone with one. The guy was great. I have full power now, and hopefully it'll hold a charge. But we are going to. We ate at Flame Tree Barbecue. It was really
good.
It was really good.
I was surprised how good it was. It was not like you would get at Kroger. I mean, honestly, I thought it was quite a bit better than Buc-ee's.
Yeah,
when we had,
I agree.
So. I was surprised how good it was.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the scooter thing. What she's not saying is I said the whole morning it was okay.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I feel it in my gut. Something's not right.
And it broke on us.
I would rather him not have been right, but be wrong, but he was wrong. I was right. But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna go see the Finding Nemo show, and then
Festival of the Lion King.
And
we're gonna go see a bunch of animals.
And we'll catch you in a little bit. Out. How are you? I know. Well, I got chocolate on my shirt.
It's all right. Well, it's chocolate. It's national food in Norway, so it's
Yeah.
the girls love chocolate. So sometimes it's chocolate. Don't you think?
I agree.
Yes.
Isn't it awesome? Awesome. Thank you. You have a great day. Oh, bye.
Hello, this is Stephen and Charlene with Made for More Travel. So we recently went to Disney World. Start over.
Oh my God, take 3, y'all.
This is Stephen and Charlene with Made for More Travel. So we're not in take 3. It's okay, baby. We'll just let Claire bark. So Claire Bear has decided she wants to bark at the cat. But anyway, we recently went to Walt Disney World, and we wanted to share with you guys what our experiences was with our hotel, at the parks, the eating, especially around as a couple, a bigger couple with some mobility challenges, and just had to use a scooter at each of the parks. So we'll first start with the hotel with Coronado Springs. I'm going to say right up front, Coronado Springs is the best hotel I've ever stayed at.
Oh my gosh, you guys. And it is a moderate Disney resort, but honestly, it feels to me more like one of the more upscale.
It was the most upscale hotel I've ever been in. And I've been in Vegas and in the Gaylord in Nashville. So it's not, I've never been in a nice hotel. So
the Destino Tower really is where we stayed. It's I think it's the best option for you.
The Grand Destino Tower. We stayed there. If you're in any of the other, if you wanted, like, for instance, the Maya Grill is not in the Grand Destino Tower. It's in one of the other areas. And there are 4, and I know I remembered Casitas and Cabanas, but I can't remember the other one.
I can't remember either.
But there's a hall, so you don't have to go outside if it's raining or cold or anything, which surprisingly, it was actually cold when we were there. So
we'll talk about that
a little bit later when we talk about Epcot.
Yeah.
So we were in a Grand Destino Tower room, standard room, wheelchair accessible. Basically you could roll easily could roll the scooter in. You did have a little turn where you had to go around and turn around the bed, but
you just have to take it slow.
There's plenty of room to do it. You have to do that.
And we have plenty of room for 2 scooters.
Yes,
easily.
We easily were able to get them both in there. It does have a shower bench, which is convenient if you have some back issues, some knee issues like I do. It's really nice shower bench. It's not one of those that hang off the side and you wonder, am I going to break it? It's got a support at the bottom.
Yeah, it's got legs that come out when you pull it out and sit on the floor. So it's well stabilized, well supported.
So the other thing I would say about the hotel, and this is more important for Charlene because she sees beauty everywhere. I kind of just see colors and not really a whole lot of
and
colors.
Dollar signs.
Yeah. I see green and going out the window.
Yeah.
But it is a gorgeous hotel. It is based on a film that Walt Disney did with Salvatore Dali called Destino. And especially the Grand Destino Tower is based on that theme, and like I said, it's just a gorgeous piece of property. Outside, it's gorgeous. There's a huge pool. There's a water area. It is really a convention center. It is the convention center for Walt Disney World. So it has a lot of amenities that the higher price hotels at Walt Disney World have.
Especially for people who are working remotely or at a conference.
Correct. So you've got plenty of places to plug in devices and things like that.
Yes.
Lots of food opportunities because of that as well.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
So some of the best food opportunities of any hotel at Disney.
Definitely.
You can stay at the hotel, and I would say you could stay at the hotel at Coronado Springs, eat every meal there, and you'd be just fine.
Oh yeah,
and you'd enjoy yourself immensely.
For sure.
We'll talk about a couple. Charlene and I actually tried to eat at most all of the places that you could at that hotel. So we try to make a point of doing that. So, and we'll talk about where we ate and what we thought of some of the places later on. The one downside is the only Disney transportation from the hotel is bus transportation, and you are a long way away from any of the parks.
Yeah.
Most people cannot. It is a 20, 30, 40-minute walk to the shortest part. It's actually a 20-minute drive to most of the parks from Coronado Springs. So you are not close to anything. And the only transportation is the bus transportation. However, now we'll get to that in a second. There is a however there. If you are mobility challenged and you are on a scooter or a wheelchair, you can go. There are 2 spots on each bus ride for you. That's first come, first served, but they are reserved for people that do have mobility challenge. In other words, the people that are mobility challenged get on the bus first. What I would suggest is get on the bus at the Grand Destino Tower stop.
Yes.
And the reason for that, no matter where you're staying, the reason for that is the Grand Destino Tower stop is always the first one where you get on, and it's the last one where people get off.
Yes.
So, and Disney does not have where people are getting on and off. You are the stop is either for people to get on the bus or get off the bus. It is not. They don't do it both ways. So they do the loop. They come and do loops both ways. So my strong recommendation, if you are mobility challenged, is to get on the bus at the Grand Destino Tower stop. Because like I said, that is the first stop where people get on, and it's the last stop where people get off. So the first 2 places, if you do that, if you're in the first 2 people waiting, you're going to have a seat on the bus. And if you are getting off, they will get everyone off the bus before they try to get you off.
So you can maneuver and all that.
So.
They will park the bus, obviously, when they pull up to the stop. And they will say, if you guys can wait for just a second, the folks that are getting on, normally that walk on, they'll ask them to wait for just a second, and they'll lower the bus a little bit more, pull out the ramp. is an automatic thing that the bus does, and then you just take it very slowly up the ramp, and they'll help you maneuver into.
They'll actually even put it on the bus if you're not comfortable driving it up or doing the turns that you have to do on the bus. The driver will actually bring the scooter on the bus and park it in the right place for you.
Right, and that happened to me once when mine was dead, but we'll talk more about that later. Also in the Destino Tower is Panchitos, and it is just kind of a gift shop / necessities place for you to get some necessities. They have things like if you have kids, they have like wipes, diapers, things of that nature. They also have first aid things. They have little bottles of Tylenol, or not little bottles, but little packs of Tylenol, Advil, things like that. They have a cooler there with drinks and different types of little snacks and things. They have, like I said, they have a lot of gifts in there. We actually had to buy a blanket in there. It's cute. It's a Coco blanket from the movie Coco, but it was not cheap. And you will pay 2 to 3 prices.
Nothing in there is cheap.
No, you will pay 2 to 3 prices. We tried to get Instacart, but for some reason we couldn't get the address to load. And Steven said he found some things online about that as well. So
the other people were having the same problems at Coronado Springs.
I've heard lots of people say you do Instacart or DoorDash or whatever. We weren't able to do Instacart, or we definitely would have. But anyway, what else about Destino Tower? We
have got to talk about the awesome elevator. If you are if you have disability issues, mobility issues, and you're on a wheelchair or a scooter, you are going to wish that every place that you had ever been, including every cruise, had elevators like they have at the Grand Destino Tower. So the way the elevators work at the Grand Destino Tower, you would, if you had the elevator experience on a cruise ship. So yeah, Charlene just has it she's just had
PTSD from that.
So you are used to pushing the button, watching 5 or 17 people get on the elevator, and then you have to do that again, and you have to wait to do that until you can get an elevator that doesn't have so many people that you can get on it.
Right.
Throw all that away. So at the Grand Destino Tower, what happens is you push which room you're going to, which floor, where you're going. At the it's a panel. Keypad.
Yeah, on the panel.
So on the panel, and then what it does is it will tell you which elevator you're getting on. So right there on the keypad, it'll say E. So, and it doesn't matter, you could see 4 elevators come, but it will basically eventually it will open up with like E.
Yes.
And so you just get on, and people are much more. What I found is people are much more. They understand that you are first, so you need to let you in first, and not all pile past you while you're doing it. When essentially it was done that way, and I don't know some of the psychology behind it or not, but that was what our experience was. We had a lot less problems with elevators than we normally
because
have.
Folks were thought, they already know what their elevator letter is, so they were here first, and it just kind of clicks for you. So and we were both easily able to get in there on our scooters. It was, we had to do some maneuvering and teamwork.
We got that down. We know.
But anyway, so yeah.
So you've got disabilities and you're at Disney World. What can you do? So Charlene and I tried to do a few rides. We didn't really try to do all of the rides. So we did the ones that we were kind of interested in. We found some of them we could do, some of them we couldn't. And we would go through why we couldn't. First off, to talk about the transportation. So the transportation at Disney, if you are on a scooter or you have a wheelchair, you have if you're not at Coronado Springs where you only have the bus, but if you have that, you have options. So, and we did both the bus, of course, from Coronado Springs, but we also took the monorail over to the Contemporary.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. So the bus, I think we discussed when we did Coronado Springs. You basically there was 2 places for you, and then they lifted you up. They did a lift and put on the scooter. So the way the monorail worked, they had a ramp. Essentially, you would come up to where where the disability folks were to board the monorail, and they would essentially they had basically they would pull out a portable. It was a portable.
It's like a ramp.
Ramp.
Yeah.
And they would just stick the ramp on the side of the monorail, and they would tell you where to go. And how to get up there, and
of course they obviously could see you and tell you needed assistance, and they'd say, down here or whatever.
Right. So, and like we were at Vegas, so like the monorail in Vegas, very easy to get on and off of. Just I mean, it's just a lot of room on the monorail. So, no problems there. We did not take the sky lift.
No, we did not, because I don't think we ever had the opportunity.
Right, we didn't. We weren't ever in a place where we needed to go somewhere where the sky lift went.
I do know that the skylift is one scooter at a time. You can have a scooter and people in there, but you cannot have two scooters at the same time. There's not room.
And we don't love to split ourselves up, but we don't mind to.
If you have to, you have to.
So in looking at the rides, I'll let you start with your experience, babe, because we really had a little different experience. Yeah. So I will let Charlene talk about her experience on the ride, and then I'll talk about mine. So the first one being Rise of the Resistance.
Okay, Rise of the Resistance was a lot of fun. I screamed and laughed and used profanity a lot. It was fun though.
She was screaming and yelling like
I was.
Like Michael Myers was there.
I was. It was really fun though. Steve and I were in a vehicle by ourselves, a transport vehicle, going up into the ride, like in the queue and everything, which we had a lightning lane, didn't we?
Yeah, so
we had gotten a boarding pass.
Yeah, I grabbed a lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance because I knew I knew there was no way we were going to actually get on the ride if we were just sitting on the waiting for it.
Yeah.
So
and the first
it is one of the more popular rides in Disney World.
Yeah, it was probably the most popular. But the first time we got on, we almost got on. There was a malfunction. Why? I mean, and apparently this is a well-known thing. It's kind of a joke. They said, well, we're having a little bit of a problem, so if you folks can come back, we'll keep your lightning lane for you, and you can just, whatever, come back whenever. So it was down for probably 2-3 hours?
Yeah, so it was down for actually quite a bit. Yeah. But we could actually come through the lightning lane at any time. Yeah. Essentially, basically, what they do is they give you a lightning lane that you can cash in at any time for the rest of the day. Right. And it's, basically until the park closes. Mm-hmm. So we came back kind of midday. Yeah. That line at that point was. If you've ever been in Galaxy's Edge, it was all the way back through Galaxy's Edge.
It was through the tunnel.
So the Rise of the Resistance is right as you walk into Galaxy's Edge. Mm-hmm. It was all the way back to where Oma's getting.
Yeah, it was. It was through the. Yeah. Anyway, one that we forgot about too. We'll have to mention is Star Tours.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Rise of the Resistance. So when we finally were able to get on there, I'm not really comfortable with saying my weight or my size. If you're interested, you can email us at madeformoretravel@gmail.com, and I can give you some more information personally. But I was barely able to get the seatbelt buckled. Stephen helped me.
Yeah, so what we did is she sat in the seat and went all the way over to the side, and I was in the vehicle behind her, and I came over the vehicle behind her, and I was able to get her in.
Yeah, the seat behind me.
So that made me very happy because this is the ride I was looking forward to riding. So
you didn't have any trouble.
I didn't have any trouble in any ride that has a seatbelt. And that's because of where I carry my weight. You can tell I'm a bigger guy, but I carry my weight in my gut. Yeah. So I actually have a pretty thin waist. So when it comes around my waist, it's not a problem for me.
And I carry my weight in my hips and my rear. Well, everywhere really, but that's most of where mine is. And my legs.
Rise of the Resistance was probably my favorite thing about the whole thing in Disney World. So it and I don't know what was better, and I don't want to spoil the ride, so I'm not going to say much about it. But it's it has a great story, and I'm not a huge fan of the sequels to basically the last 3 movies of Star Wars. But it does have a pretty good theme. It is themed well. The story's good, and Charlene screamed like she was being chased like Michael Myers. I mean, like Michael Myers, full axe. So about riding the ride. Now that I've told you, Charlene was screaming like she was being chased by Michael Myers with an axe. They, as far as if you're in a wheelchair or a scooter, an ECV, they will let you ride that. They will let you take the ECV almost all the way to the ride. There is a period where you have to stand in the ride. So it was like 5 minutes. My knee was aching until we got to the ride vehicle. I won't lie, because I have not only overweight, but I've got bone on bone. So my knee was aching when we got to the ride. It was worth it, but it was aching. And then what they do is they take your ECV and they park it right as you get off the ride. Mm-hmm. So you're in a really good place as far as the ride, basically being able to get on the ride. The next ride we want to talk about is going to be Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run. We have done Smuggler's Run before.
It's the Millennium
and it was kind of funny because the last time that we rode it, we were pilots.
Yes, we were pilots, and for a thing you guys don't know about me is I can't tell left from right instinctively. So I actually have to look and kind of figure out which hand it is, whether there's a watch or something where I'm wearing that tells me which one is my left hand and which one's my right hand. So that we can tell left and right. So in the pilot vehicle, I got left and right instead of up and down. That was probably a mistake. My baby kept going, left, no.
We screamed and laughed the whole time. There were 4 other folks with us, 2 gunners and 2 engineers. But this time,
we decided to be gunners.
We were a little bit confused. I would have done the pilot again because we
didn't know we were going to be the only people.
We were the only 2 in the ride vehicle, and we also got to take our scooters. I mean, almost to the very edge of where you load into the ride.
To take it all the way up to the ride. I literally got off the scooter and went into the ride.
I had a little bit of difficulty with the seatbelt, but we were able to get it. So we said we would be gunners. Still a hoot, but apparently
I shot at everything that moved.
Apparently, it is on auto if there's nobody in the front. But it was fun. We still screamed and laughed. It was great. So
I was like, shoot, baby, shoot!
I'm shooting. Anyway, what's the next one?
The next one's going to be Star Tours. We couldn't ride it, so
that was me because the seats are not very wide and they have sides to them, so it's not like I could encroach on Steven.
Yeah, so
it wasn't.
Yeah, so
wasn't able to. So we just, snuck out the side. It was not a big deal.
Got up the side and went out.
And I've heard it's not a great ride anyway. I've heard it's just.
Yeah, so you could tell it was an older ride. I kind of wanted to see the places. Then we're going to see Kitty.
This is Romeo. Bye, Romeo.
We had an agreement. We weren't going to be upset if there was anything we couldn't ride. We were just going to leave and not ride it. So the next ride's the Kilimanjaro Safari, and Charlene actually didn't think we would be able to ride it.
I didn't. I thought we had to climb up into a truck and stand the whole time, but it's not at all. It's a vehicle that it is a truck. Yeah. But it's covered and there are bench seats. It was easy.
So she loved it. She loves animals, and you are right out there with those animals.
Oh my gosh, you guys! When we saw elephants, we saw lions, we saw what else? That's what stands out to me.
So we got stopped by a rhino.
Giraffes. Yes, so we got stopped by a rhino. He just took his sweet time in the roadway, and then he moved.
And it was kind of nerve-wracking because that rhino was sitting right in the road, and we were stuck there. And I swear that lion was like going,
"Oh my gosh, yeah, snack time." There's my dinner.
I was like, that lion is thinking about all of our livers.
But it was fun. I mean, they have several vehicles that, just kind of follow each other and go in the loop. But it was no trouble at all.
And the only thing I would say, if you're mobility challenged, is the walk back to your ECV or wheelchair is a pretty good walk.
Yeah.
And it's uphill. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably...
I was able to make it, and I'm overweight. I have a bad back, and I have a bad knee.
Yeah.
So
it was probably about a 3 to 5 minute walk. It was hard, guys.
So
it
was
we got there.
That was the only thing. As far as going on the safari, it was worth it. Charlene was just ecstatic. So our next ride was Soarin'. That was one where it was a seatbelt, so I was in pretty good shape, but I couldn't do it.
It was, they could not get the seatbelt buckled for me. And honestly, 4 different, I tried the trick that people say where you pull the seatbelt all the way out and then you sit down and then you do it. No, that didn't work. And I also had probably 4 cast members.
Yeah, and they got to pushing on her and shoving at her side, and
most of them won't do that.
I could tell that she was nearly in tears.
Yeah, I was embarrassed and I was in pain, and I was like, I want to ride this ride, but it's not going to happen.
So I kept going. It's okay. We're going to go. So and so we ended up not riding it, and of course this is one that's in Epcot. Yeah. So we then went to Guardians of the Galaxy, which. I'm going to talk a couple things about that ride. One is it's a modern ride, so
brand new at this time.
You were able to take the scooter nearly all the way to the ride vehicle. I couldn't ride it. It was the one that I could not ride
because there's a bar.
There's a bar that comes down, and it hit my gut, and
I pulled this way. Does it not pull
No, it comes down and locks it.
Oh yeah, but not over your shoulder.
Yeah, it comes to you, and then you lock it down.
And I couldn't do it either.
And it hit my tummy. And I know there's people that say stand up and then sit down, but I ain't going to be that uncomfortable.
No.
It's not what I paid for.
I know it's a short ride, but
the story till you got to that point, the story might have been better than the second movie, actually.
It was really good. And I was really looking forward to
the music. So Tree of Life celebration.
Did not meet.
And why did it not meet your expectations?
It did not meet my expectations because honestly, we were unable to see.
Yes, so get there early. You're going to need to get there really early.
I thought people were all going to sit down because everybody was seated when we got there. But then when the show started, everybody stood up, and then I'm like with my phone. And,
so we to record it, we had to reach our phones up like that. I was able to get a sight through to be able to see most of it. I would say it was a little short for me, but. Honestly, I'd actually say probably met because it's not something that I was looking forward to doing anyway. It's just something Charlene wanted to do. And, I would have probably not even done it. I'd have probably left the park. It was starting to get a little cold and it was at night, so I'd have probably left the park.
Not cold. Anyway, what's next?
It wasn't the cold one. It wasn't the coldest we were there.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
The next experience is Rise of the Resistance.
Exceeded.
I had very high expectations for this ride, and it exceeded it.
Yes.
The story was fine. The story was really good. The ride was awesome. Like I said, it was easy to get onto. The only problem we had was, like we talked about, with getting Charlene into the ride, seatbelt in the ride vehicle. But once we did that ride is it's a hoot. And so definitely that one exceeded my expectations.
Yes. Next.
The next experience, I'm going to go with B. Yes. Now, let's not talk about it too much because we're going to talk about it probably a little bit later on. But B. Yes.
Exceeded.
So, actually, from what people had said online, I actually didn't have too high of expectations.
I didn't either.
I thought the experience would be good because, it's the big Beauty and the Beast theme. The food was actually really good. And we got to meet the beast. We didn't meet the beast, but we saw him. Yeah, we were pretty close to the beast. And I spent the whole day going, present your dinner. But I would say it exceeded my expectations. The food, like I said, the food definitely exceeded my expectations. The food was There's better food in Disney World, but I will say this: it wasn't average either. It wasn't average food either. So, and it actually, even though it sounds expensive at $65 a plate,
we left stuffed.
and it ain't the most money you'll spend at Disney on a meal. No. That would be Albert and Victoria's, which we didn't do.
We didn't do that. Keep going. We're bougie, but we ain't that bougie.
So, Epcot.
Did not meet.
I'm going to say...
Let's talk about why I did not meet that.
So, a couple things why I didn't meet it. First off, you guys oversold the food at that festival.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've had just as good a food rolling up at McDonald's, to be honest.
It was Festival of the Arts over there. So it's culinary arts, performing arts, and visual arts. Yeah.
The second thing I would say probably into it is I really wanted to ride Guardians of the Galaxy and didn't get to. The third thing, and maybe if we'd have got to see Harmonious, it would have been. It was cold. Now it was colder the next night
and windy.
It was cold and windy. I mean, it was like the wind chill factor was probably somewhere in the 30s.
We spent maybe 3 hours there.
And then to top all of that off, Charlene's scooter went.
Oh, you guys. Maybe we should make a short version of this, but yeah,
Charlene's scooter went. That probably was not Epcot's fault.
No, it was just.
But I ended up pushing her through Epcot on my scooter, so
it was bad.
So, the last one, let's see, exceeded short Coronado Springs.
Exceeded.
Exceeded,
and thank you to our travel agent Vanessa, whose information I will put in the description for recommending it. Top notch.
It was, like I said,
especially for the money. Especially for the money.
I had pretty high expectations when I went there.
It's a Disney resort.
It's a Disney resort. It had really, no one had anything bad to say about it. No. They met those high expectations and then went beyond. So when we got into the room, I was,
oh my gosh,
the TV, best TV ever had in hotel. So that's the end of our exceeded, met, short section. All right, so here we are. We're going to talk about the restaurants we ate at, things that we liked, and then at the end, we're going to rank them reverse order. Charlene and I have not conversed on the ranking, so it's her ranking and mine when we talk about it, and we'll give some of the reasons why. But let's talk about the restaurants real quickly. So I'll talk about Rick's Sports Cafe, and what we'll do, baby, is we'll just alternate those if you want to do that. So Rick's Sports Cafe was one that I had some expectations for. We had the Wachos, which is waffle fried nacho combination type of thingy, and then we had some pork sliders. The pork sliders were pretty flavorful. They were actually better, in my opinion, than what you get at Buc-ee's. So
that's blasphemy for a lot of you, I know. But.
So, in terms of the barbecue, the Wachos actually probably were a little bit of a disappointment because honestly, they were just basically waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, and they poured some stuff on it.
I liked them.
She liked them better as we got towards the bottom because they were like floating in cheese.
Queso.
But I told her, I said that I stopped eating them at that point because soggy potatoes, soggy bread, that ain't my thing. So I stopped eating them. So I would say, I enjoy the food was Rick's, and Rick's is at Coronado Springs. Mm-hmm. So
in the Destino Tower.
It's in actually my baby's got you. I think it's actually in the Casitas because you go from the Destino out by Panchitos and then it's there. It's in the food court. Yeah. So I would say it's good. It's probably an awesome place to watch a game or something if you wanted to do that. Yeah. But I mean, as far as a place to eat, this is not something I would probably choose even at Coronado Springs. I would probably not go there again.
Our server did like my John Mayer shirt.
So there's that. So my baby's got the next one, let's see. Yeah, my baby's got the next one, which will be Three Bridges Cafe.
Three Bridges Cafe. Okay. I loved it. I did. I really did. And we had seen some recommendations on what to get on YouTube. One was what were the two dips we got? The corn dip.
We got the corn dip and then a chorizo kind of cheese dip.
Manchego.
Yeah, Manchego cheese dip. Got those, and then we got you also got the non-alcoholic sangria.
No, that was at
Was that
Maya Grill.
Oh, that was at Maya Grill. Yeah. Okay. So my baby's going to start and talk about Three Bridges Cafe.
Okay, Three Bridges Cafe. It's it's just outside of Destino Tower, but there are three bridges that come to that center section. It's also called, what was the other name of it? Del Lago?
It's a Villa Del Lago.
Villa Del Lago or something like that. Anyway, it was good. We got the recommendations that we had seen on YouTube, which was the Manchego chorizo dip, the corn dip, and then we got the steak fritas.
The steak fritas.
Yum. And then what did you get for dessert? It was like a sorbet or a...
Yeah, I got the sorbet, the different sorbet. So here comes Kitty. So I got they had a sorbet. They had like a mango, and I forgot what the other two were. So, but I ate those. Those were good. But the stars were those dips.
Yeah, the corn dip. At first, I didn't like it. It had really heavy lime tart taste on top. But I think it's because they garnished it with lime juice, and that was just way too tart for me. As I got to the bottom, it was really, really good.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. And the chorizo dip was really good too.
So
the steak fritas was perfectly cooked.
Yeah.
We had great service.
The service was fantastic. The service at all the restaurants were really fantastic. So, Mama, just let him go. She's trying to control Kitty. It's not going to work.
Yes,
so the next one is Steakhouse 71. So at Steakhouse 71, I had the cheeseburger. And let me say that this was the grand poobah of cheeseburgers.
What did it have on it?
It was a premium meat that they ground up. It was fantastic. The bun was cooked in the house. Oh,
Did it have pork belly on it?
Oh yeah, it had pork belly on it too. This cheese, it was the grand poobah of cheeseburgers. I was sitting there and told Charlene I could eat 50 of these. Just keep them coming.
And I had the grilled cheese, which had barbecue pork on it. Oh my god!
It wasn't the cheeseburger.
Yeah, it was good though. And then didn't we have dessert?
We
had the creme brulee.
The creme brulee,
which was chocolate and vanilla.
It was creme brulee.
It was really good.
It was good. So the Steakhouse 71, go back to Three Bridges Cafe. It is at Coronado Springs.
Yes.
The Steakhouse 71 is at the Contemporary.
You can get there from the monorail.
Yeah, we took the monorail from
Magic
the park
Kingdom.
from Magic Kingdom to the Contemporary. The Contemporary has, I think, is one of the transportation hubs. So it has a lot of stuff that goes there.
Yeah.
Then we took the monorail back to the park. Was easily able to get back in the park, so no problem at all. So my baby starts with B. Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. Be our guest. I loved it. The food was amazing. For an appetizer, I got the soup. It was kind of like a really creamy.
I got the French onion soup.
Potato soup.
It was good.
You got the French onion. Then we both got the filet.
Yeah.
For our. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then I can't remember the sides that I got. The sides that we got. I think I got potato puree.
We got the potato puree, and then I think the other one we didn't eat because it wasn't. I think it wasn't something that we wanted to eat. We ate the gray stuff. The gray stuff is good.
Yum.
So,
Got to see the beast. We got to sit in the ballroom. We went early that morning and requested it from the cast member outside who was taking reservations. We requested the ballroom, and it snowed in the windows, and it was beautiful, and I was eating.
So one thing I will say is it would be our guest. So if you get a 7:45 appointment like we did,
7:15.
Try to get there a little early because you're going to have to go through the people that are there for the fireworks display.
And know
we
where
didn't
you're
really
going.
realize that.
Know where you're going. Because we didn't, and we were a little bit late. Fortunately, they were running about 20 minutes behind. But we also, as we came out after our meal, we got to see the last 20 seconds of the fireworks.
So like I said, you're going to have to maneuver through, and that's a little bit of a pain if you're on the scooter, because I mean those people are packed in.
Oh yeah.
And you're having to say beep 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 beep.
Excuse me.
Let me through. So that was one thing I would add. The next one's Hollywood Brown Derby. I think we got the charcuterie board there.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a really good charcuterie board. I'd probably put it as the charcuterie boards that we had. It wasn't as good as Toledo.
Oh gosh, what was?
And it was probably better than the one we had at Wine Bar George. So
yeah.
So I'd put it squarely at charcuterie boards in the middle. The service was excellent as usual. It was not the pricing is what I would call to the higher end.
Yeah.
But that's everything in Disney. So, baby, you have Toledo.
Toledo. Oh my gosh. This is on the top floor. It's on the roof of the Destino Tower, the Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs. It's not cheap. But it is well worth it.
It's delicious.
We started with the charcuterie board. Best charcuterie board I've ever had. And even in all of Disney and all my life. I mean, yum.
Those meats were wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
That fig jelly was great. They gave you real bread with it.
Oh my gosh. Then we did I can't remember what it was called, the chef's special.
Yeah, so we did the prefix menu. Yes. So we had a steak.
We had a ribeye.
Y'all.
So I kid you not, it was this big.
They rolled out
ribeye.
There was some meat.
We ate half of it. We split half of it. That's how big it was.
So I can normally put away some meat, but that was, after eating that charcuterie board, there was no way I was eating 20 ounces of meat.
Yeah, it was well cooked. It was charred on the outside, cooked perfectly.
Yeah, it was.
I can't remember what sides we had there. We had like potato puree and something else.
They weren't the star. So
I mean, it was divine, but And then what did we have for dessert? Oh, it was it's a chocolate.
Oh yes, it's their signature dessert.
Little chocolate wafer cake, and then they have 5 different dollops of different things on top.
Yeah.
That are like espresso, vanilla,
raspberry,
just different things like
the
that.
espresso. I think I wanted to say
I actually like the espresso.
Yeah, we neither one of us like coffee or
No.
things that taste like coffee. That espresso was it
wasn't very strong at all.
It was actually better than, I think, the vanilla cheesecake. We were surprised at how much better it was. I like the raspberry. She didn't like it as much.
I'm not a fan of raspberry though.
So, and the chocolate one, I'm a big fan of chocolate, but that one was probably even a little too much chocolate for me. So it was some intense chocolate. So, but I think, we were both surprised at how much we liked the espresso. The next one that's on the list is the Maya Grill. Oh, and do some housekeeping. Hollywood Brown Derby is at Hollywood Studios. Toledo and the Maya Grill are both at Coronado Springs.
Maya Grill, we did one evening when we were so hungry. It was one of those nights when
we had
been either, I think
it was the Epcot night.
Yes, it was Epcot night. You guys, it was so cold. I was so cold.
Charlene refused to go back.
I was not getting back out of the building. No. It was windy and it was cold. But anyway, and you have to think we went in early to mid-January. So, Maya Grill. I highly recommend the non-alcoholic sangria.
Yeah, and
that's how it's presented and on the menu is non-alcoholic sangria. So good. Oh my gosh.
And it's what I would call good Tex-Mex if I had to mention the menu.
I think it was great. I had quesadilla. It was really good, and it came with some type of, I guess, like a Mexican corn. It was really good. What did you have?
I've forgotten. I mean, I think I had fajitas or something.
No, you had taco salad.
I did. I had the taco salad. That's exactly what I had. It was good. It was better than you're normally going to get taco salad at your local Mexican restaurant, unless it's basically authentic Mexican. If it's a chain Mexican restaurant, you wouldn't get anything that
We
good.
closed the place down. We had a late dinner. It's the only reservation.
That was the longest we waited for food at Disney.
Yeah, our little server, bless his heart, he was on the struggle bus. I think he was new, but anyway, I mean, it still wasn't bad, but yeah.
So
anyway.
The next one on the list, I guess I have, it's the Dahlia Lounge. So the Dahlia Lounge, we got the charcuterie board. So the Dahlia Lounge sits just outside of Toledo. They're both on the top floor. Great views. We were able to actually see the fireworks show from the Dahlia Lounge. So, like I said, great views. So the food, as far as the appetizer, is the same as Toledo. Yeah. So we got the charcuterie board again.
Isn't that good?
This is not the last time. We actually ate twice at the Dahlia Lounge. One time when we came back from one of the parks, and it might have been Animal Kingdom. We ate at the Dahlia Lounge, and then I got it and we took it to the room one time when it was late. We were getting back.
Yeah.
So ham sandwich. I don't know what they.
Oh my god!
And I know it sounds really.
It sounds so basic. It is nothing but basic.
Those flavors.
Nothing is not.
If I could recreate that, we'd be eating that every day of the week.
Oh my gosh, Weight Watchers be gone. Yes,
we would be eating that every day of the week.
Who cares?
It was fantastic. I mean, those ham sandwiches. Yeah. So those ham sandwiches, we ate that more than once.
It was like a toasted ham and cheese, but I'm kidding you. It was like next level.
So it's Spanish meat and cheeses. On a toasted bun, in-house baked bun, and then we had the charcuterie boards, the charcuterie board from Toledo with it. It was just outstanding. I would highly recommend the Dahlia Lounge. It almost made my top 5. I don't know if it did. I don't think it did, but it almost did. So the next one did not make my top 5.
Uh-oh.
The food festival at Epcot.
Oh, you mean the Festival of the Arts?
Yeah, the Festival of the Arts food at Epcot.
You guys.
So those stands, at least the ones we ate at,
expensive.
Were expensive and generic, or just ugh.
Yeah.
I hate to. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I don't want to come across.
We don't like to be negative and poo-poo on things, but I'm poo-pooing on
it. I would not recommend those potato steak empanadas.
Oh, and it had peppers and onions in it, which they did not list, and I'm not a fan. And it was veggies up in my food. Anyway,
you can tell it was a traumatic experience for sure.
And I was freezing, but that's beside the point. Go ahead.
The next one. It did make my list of the top 5. It's Art Smith's Homecoming. Yes, this is you. You get Art Smith's Homecoming.
Guys. First of all, it was cold. We were at Disney Springs. I didn't care.
The food was warm.
I mean, we had what? We shared the fried chicken.
We got fried chicken.
I'm seeing what the dogs are doing. We had fried chicken. We had macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, cheddar drop biscuits.
All of it was great.
Sweet tea, which dummy here didn't think about until the end. And Stephen was like, "Do you have sweet tea?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Bring me a glass." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so stupid." So it was
excellent.
It was good.
And then they had a homemade donut.
Yes, the chicken comes with donuts. Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm gonna say if fried chicken and donuts were if that was an option.
That's what they serve in heaven.
I'd be in heaven is the place where you get that fried chicken and donuts and it doesn't drop 10 pounds on the way out.
Sweet tea as well.
Art Smith's Homecoming. It will make my list of the top 5. I'll give you a thing. And it was not only exceeded, met, or short. Just had high expectations because of the reviews and the people that said it.
Yeah, I mean we knew it was going to be
met
great.
Every expectation that we had. The service was great. We gave that guy an order, and he was able to get it right. And I when Charlene walked away, he walked away. I said, "There's no way.
There's no way he's getting that right."
Because we changed it like 3 times.
You're like, no, let's do this. No, let's do that. He's probably like, Lord, have mercy.
Get some food. Just order some food.
Pick something. It's all good.
So, Art Smith's Homecoming. So he's a Chris Beard chef. So Art Smith's Homecoming is in Disney Springs. So the next one's also in Disney Springs is Wine Bar George. We had, I would say Wine Bar George came up a little short of the expectations that I had for it, and for how it was sold by the folks that had been in Disney. It was good. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah.
Yeah. We had a charcuterie board.
Shocker.
And we also had some other bites. We had the fried mac and cheese. Charlene didn't really like it that much. It really honestly tasted like mac and cheese with some bread in it. With some fried bread in it. And then we also had the meatballs. So
those were good.
Those were good. So I had one of the best drinks I ever put in my mouth.
It's dangerous.
It is deadly. It is a Dole pineapple.
It was their version of a Dole
Moscato. They had Moscato and vodka, and you cannot tell that there's liquor in that.
I didn't taste it, and if I didn't taste it, nobody's tasted it.
And it tasted like a liquid Dole Whip. It was excellent. That was one of the best drinks I've ever had. So
I tried 1 ounce of
the Moscato
because he recommended it, and you can try things by the ounce. Like if you're not a drinker like me, I thought, well, I just want to see if there's a wine that I think is.
It didn't
good.
Suck all of the moisture out of my mouth,
No,
but it was
sweet, but wine's just not for me.
So Wine Bar George, again, recommended. It's in Disney Springs. It's one of the higher, more premium restaurants there.
Especially if you're a wine connoisseur or just a wine drinker.
It did pale compared to Art Smith's Homecoming.
Oh, God. What doesn't?
So the next one, the last 2 that we had, the next one was Flame Tree Barbecue.
I thought it was yum.
You were very hungry.
I was very hungry, and my scooter was dying, and I was PO'd and irritated and hangry, honestly. It was really good. I really liked it. What did I get? I don't remember.
So I think
I got the mac and cheese with the barbecue on it.
And I think I got a barbecue sandwich.
You did get a barbecue sandwich and beans.
And beans. And beans.
And I got an apple juice because I'm 5.
And so I got a Coke. So it really has an excellent way to order. You order. I mean, the one thing I want to say, the mobile ordering at Disney is fantastic.
Yes.
So Flame Tree Barbecue is in Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
So, and like I said, I would probably say, is it Wonderful Barbecue? No, it's not.
It was good.
You were hungry. Is it Kroger in a bucket? No, it's not that either. In other words, if you are an East Tennessee person, if you've been to Ridgewood, it ain't Ridgewood. You're not getting that. But you are getting a fairly representative average barbecue. That will get you to your next meal, and you won't hate yourself because you just ate that. I would say the only other thing, there's a couple more I thought about. So we did not eat at Woody's Lunchbox, but we had eaten there before.
Yeah, we ate there our first trip.
We ate there our
first and
trip.
only other trip to Hollywood Studios.
So
that was our only Disney park.
The tachos are good. You heard me talk about the wachos and kind of got soggy.
Oh, no, the tachos.
Tachos are not that. The tachos at Woody's Lunchbox really good, and I would recommend that to anyone.
For sure.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about was the Mercado de Coronado.
Yes.
It is at Coronado Springs. It is a grab and go, but they have hot food for breakfast.
Yeah, they have eggs, they have pancakes,
Mickey waffles,
bacon, sausage, breakfast sandwiches. They have cereals. They have, bottled protein shakes and juices.
Charlene and I ate breakfast all 5 days that we were there. It is not. There is nothing at Disney that the word cheap applies
Get your
to.
wallet out if you're going to Disney. Hopefully you don't have kids and you're just going as a couple like us.
I can't even imagine.
Oh my God.
That would be a house payment. In our top 5 restaurants, Charlene and I have not talked to each other about this. So at number 5 for Charlene, what do you got?
Maya Grill.
So you got the Maya Grill. She liked the
I like the
chimchams,
sangria.
the sangria, and so I went with Wine Bar George. It was competitive with that and Three Bridges Cafe for me. Three Bridges Cafe probably would have had it on what we ate. But the charcuterie board at Wine Bar George was good. They gave us an option. Now, Wine Bar George has the largest charcuterie board in Disney World.
It's called the Big Board.
The Big Board. It costs over $100, and I didn't really want to pay that.
Yeah.
They do have a scaled down version you can buy,
Yes.
and that's what we got.
You can do the meat or cheese, but the servers will work with you and do a meat and cheese.
They'll
For you.
basically give you a couple meats and a couple cheeses. That was good. I like the macaroni and cheese bites more than Charlene did.
Mm-hmm.
And I also really liked the meatballs. The dough, what really put it over the top, like I said, the dips at the Three Bridges Cafe would have gotten them past. But I really, really, really like that pineapple dough whip. The other honorable mention for me there that was close was the Dahlia Lounge. Like I said, the ham sandwich there was solid, to say the least. It was actually outstanding. So number 4 for me is Steakhouse 71. The cheeseburger at Steakhouse 71 just blew me away. And I know it talks about talking about a cheeseburger. It is a cheeseburger on drugs. It's the best cheeseburger I ever had. Best piece of hamburger, crown hamburger I ever had. They put pork belly on it. I told them to keep their aioli. I didn't want it.
Oh, I put the aioli on my sandwich, you guys.
Yeah, she took the aioli and put it on her
I
sandwich.
love aioli anyway, but it was like a lemon aioli, wasn't
Yes,
it?
it was like a garlic lemon aioli.
I don't care. It was good.
It was something with mayo in it, and it didn't get me my hamburger. I put mustard on it. But anyway, so number 4 for me was Steakhouse 71.
Number 4 for me was Three Bridges Cafe.
So
We already talked about that.
So
about all the good stuff.
What did you like about it, my baby?
I guess those dips. Those dips were just like, yeah, they were it for me. I mean, they were it. They were very, very good.
So now we reached the top 3, and so what was your number 3, my baby?
Be our guest.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. So number 3 for me was Toledo. And so Toledo, the food at Toledo was outstanding. And so we talked a lot about Toledo and Be Our Guest already. So, I really, so number 2 for me is Be Our Guest. So what really put Be Our Guest over Toledo for me was the experience of being in the castle and everything like that. The food at Toledo was probably better. They were both excellent. It's like saying, do you like chocolate ice cream or butter pecan ice cream? And my answer to that was, just throw both of them out there. So the food was really good at both places. I just thought the experience at Be Our Guest really put it over the top for me. And so, baby, what was number 2 for you?
Number 2 for me, and I actually just made a change to this. Number 2 for me was I put Toledo and Dahlia together. Just because they're right beside each other, the food mostly comes from the same menu, mostly except for that sandwich. The experience, the view, the food. Oh my God, the food.
And if you're at Coronado Springs in the Grand Destino Tower, you ain't going very far. You don't have to travel much to get there. And
the food and the service, and just everything.
Yeah, so again, Toledo for me was good. And I separated Toledo and the Dahlia Lounge. But if you'd have put them together, they may have went past Be Our Guest at that point together. But for me, number 1 was Art Smith's Homecoming.
Same.
So, and we talked about Art Smith. It is just if you like some good down home food, that is the place for you. It is like the best meat and 3 you've ever had. So we're going to rank the days. So we went to Hollywood Studios. We went to Animal Kingdom. We went to Magic Kingdom. We went to Epcot, and we went to Disney Springs. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start from 5 to 1 like we did with the restaurants. And so for 5 for me was Epcot. I was pretty disappointed in terms of what was there. Now, having said that, we had some challenges. One is that it was cold, and we were not prepared for it to be that cold.
You had to buy a blanket there for me, too.
Yeah, I bought a blanket there for you, too.
You bought a blanket for me in the gift shop at Destino Tower, and he bought it for me, bought another one for me, and we ended up using both of them. Yeah. So,
that was I would say, and probably didn't get to ride Rise of the basically the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Your scooter pooping out. I mean, it just. I will say we got an outstanding picture there, though.
We did.
So that's one thing we might probably ought to talk about as an experience as Disney Photo Pass. But so the Epcot was number 5 for me.
Same for me. Number 4 for me was Magic Kingdom.
Same for me.
I just either you are super duper into Disney and this is your favorite park. It's not.
It's an older park. The rides tend to be a little bit older. And if you're challenged like us, there's not a whole lot that we could actually ride at Magic Kingdom or even really wanted to ride.
It just really wasn't that memorable for me.
Yeah, so basically the most memorable thing for me is the first place I ever had a Dole Whip. Dole Whips are good.
Oh, yeah,
Dole Whips are good. The food there is not that great. Be Our Guest almost put it up there. Yeah. We did also eat at Gaston's Tavern.
Yeah, that was those cinnamon rolls. Yeah.
We forgot about Gaston's Tavern.
They live up to the hype.
Yeah, the cinnamon rolls at Gaston's Tavern. Get you a cinnamon roll at Gaston's Tavern. So that was so the highlight really for us at Magic Kingdom was the food. The couple of places we ate. We went through Tomorrow World pretty quickly. We actually did see the Tomorrow thing, the Reach for Tomorrow.
Oh, the Carousel of Progress.
The Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, we did do that, and it was actually pretty cool. I liked it.
It was actually it was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So the I would say, basically for me at least, Magic Kingdom came in at number 4.
So number 3 for me was Hollywood Studios.
So that was not number 3 for me.
Well, okay. Well, and the reason that it was a highlight for me and kind of ranked higher on the list was this Galaxy's Edge, and I got to meet Olaf.
So number 3 for me was Disney Springs. So the good things about Disney Springs and Art Smith's Homecoming, definitely we went to Wine Bar George. We went to World of Disney, which is a better experience for me than it was for Charlene. We'll
talk about that in a minute.
So World of Disney, so that you guys know, there's a ton of people in a little space. Yeah. So you don't have a lot of maneuverability, and we got separated. And
I could not move. And people would not let me by. And I basically had my first.
Yeah, and you are just pounding. You are.
I couldn't find
It's
him.
Not that they were being rude. There's really not a whole lot of place.
But you can't move. You can't. It's that packed.
But I did get the Manchurian and Baby Yoda pajamas. Mandalorian and Baby Yoda pajamas. So. And I got a dad sweater that Charlene said. No. Charlene says it looked like I ripped off Ward Cleaver.
It's a Papa sweater. It's a cardigan, and it says Marvel on it, but it's a cardigan, and it's.
Charlene said it looked like I ripped off Ward Cleaver.
Totally did. It was Ward Cleaver's smoking jacket. Anyway,
the reason we had to go in there and get that is it was very cold when we were at Disney Springs.
Bitter cold.
And I had ran out of my. Somebody had the idea that I didn't need to pack all of my long sleeve T-shirts, and that
was
that. I don't know. It was a bad decision. It was just a bad decision. So we went in there. We bought that. We also bought Kate. There's a Kate Spade store there, and that was My Baby's People. Yeah, that's where I got Kate Spade.
Disney Springs.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So yeah, we're at Disney Springs. I know Kate Spade kicked that up for you, baby. But we also did the Lego store. That wasn't as terrific as I was expecting.
No.
Essentially, you just go up and they make you a Lego.
Well, you make you a Lego. Well, they make your base, and then you have to go pick out and dig through Legos. And I was like, oh, germs. So
we did the make the Lego thing. We saw Coca-Cola World. We went into the M&M store.
Mm-hmm.
I would have bought every single M&M in that place if Charlene had left. So my number 2 was Animal Kingdom.
Same for me.
So Animal Kingdom, I love the Kilimanjaro Safari. I really wish we had been able to do the Festival of the Lion King. Yeah. Nemo was cute.
I think we would have liked
the Lion King better.
It was cute though. It was really cute, and they had bubbles, and it was.
Yeah, Nemo was cute, but there's just a ton of animals in Animal Kingdom. A lot of stuff to do with animals, we did go through the Pandora world. It's beautiful.
It is pretty. We knew we couldn't do Flight of Passage.
Yes, but we got a fantastic picture there too.
Yes.
So number 1 for me is Hollywood Studios. So,
what?
Rise of the Resistance, Smuggler's Run. I got a Star Wars shirt on right now, so you can tell I was geeked out to go into Hollywood Studios. I really wish the Frozen sing-along had been open.
It was down for refurbishment while we were there.
The Beauty and the Beast, they cut up Beauty and the Beast, dropped it down to 40 minutes, and
put it in a live stage show.
That was really nice.
That was good.
So the character experience there, she got to meet Olaf.
I wanted you to meet Darth, but it was like a 35-minute wait.
It was a 35-minute wait, and I ain't waiting around 35 minutes.
We didn't have a lightning lane for that,
and the Hollywood Brown Derby was there, so it was a good experience. And so number 1 for Charlene is Disney Springs.
I just liked it because there was a lot. I mean, there's so much. Like I said, the World of Disney store freaked me out. And the Lego thing
was a little
germs. Bathed in hand sanitizer afterward, but we got to go to Kate Spade. I got 40% off my purse. I'm sorry, I'm that person. And I mean, you had Wine Bar George, you had Homecoming, you had the M&M store. You had
we didn't get to do Jock Lindsay's Hanger Bar,
and that makes me sad too.
But because they had
another charcuterie board,
the pretzel charcuterie board with beer cheese.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, there was just so much to do there, and I wish we could go back when it's actually like not bitter, cold, freezing, and windy. And burr.
We were at when we were at Disney Springs. So we told you that I stopped and bought pajamas and put them on.
Underneath his clothes.
There was a long sleeve shirt and the thing, so I put that on. Yeah. I had a blanket across my lap. Charlene was wrapped in a blanket.
I had no shame. I didn't care. I didn't care.
So it was chillsy.
The thing is, it was probably 50 degrees during the day, 50 to 55, but the wind was like 20 miles per hour.
And when the sun went down, that temperature went south.
Oh my
fast.
gosh, you guys!
It did not hold any heat.
No, it did not.
So, but we enjoyed ourselves at Disney Springs, and like she said, she got to do a little bit of power shopping. And there is a lot of shopping there. There's a lot of restaurants there.
There's also a MAC Cosmetics store there.
There's a Coca-Cola store.
Yep.
So it was Disney Springs was free for me, but
if you want something, they're gonna have the store there.
And so
there's also a movie theater. There's tons of restaurants.
Yeah. So
4 different areas. I mean.
And we were able to go in the visitor center and sit and charge
my scooter, which drama.
So, couple of the things that are left. The first thing is to talk about the Disney Photo Pass, and I'm going to let my baby talk about that because she's really the picture person.
I really liked it. I think it was worth the money. I think it was $99 in our package. I'm really not sure. We did a package with our hotel and the park tickets and the Photo Pass and all that through our travel agent and Vanessa. Love Vanessa. She's taking great care of us. But I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so you get a lot of, you basically for $99,
Yeah.
we were able to get a digital representation of all the photos that were taken. Essentially what you do is you give the photographer takes your Magic Band.
Or your phone.
And basically then from that, he has your account, so he knows it's you. He takes the pictures and they go to your account, your PhotoPass account. For that's for $99. And then you have 30 days to download all those pictures. The 30 days Charlene had, because it was hooked to my account.
Yeah, for some reason it was hooked to your account.
And Charlene had me download those pictures when we got home.
They're very cute.
So you basically get all your pictures. So that's would highly recommend it. So baby, last thing. So to end the video, we're going to end it with our favorite Disney World experience. And mine is Rise of the Resistance. That ride was
I'm shocked.
Riding it with Charlene was an experience. So, we've talked about that a couple times, but that was my favorite experience at Walt Disney World. Other than that, I got to spend 5 days at Disney World with the love of my life.
Now, you want to guess what mine is? I know you know what mine is.
Find that purse.
No, although that is a top 2.
Be our guest.
Oh. What was I giddy and you videoed and you took pictures?
The Kilimanjaro Safari.
Oh, of me. With Olaf.
Oh.
The character experience, the character meet and greet. That was my favorite.
She got to meet Olaf.
I had
She showed Olaf her Olaf bag. Now, when we went over there, Charlene wore a white shirt.
Now, let me preface it with saying it had Olaf on it and it said, I like warm hugs. I wore that shirt. I had my Olaf earrings from my bestie Katie. And then I had my Olaf ears and I had my Olaf bag.
Your Olaf lens fly.
And
then we ate a Mickey bar.
And I got chocolate on my shirt. I didn't realize it until we were in line to meet Olaf.
I said, hold the lens fly.
So I did in pictures. But I told him, I was like, I got chocolate on my shirt. He's like, ooh. And then I told him, I said, well, thank you, sweetie. I hope you have a great day. And I turned to go away and he hugged me again. And I love him. He's the best.
So there is in 2 hours.
Probably. If you watch to the end, you really love us. You love us. You really love us.
She may cut these up.
I'm probably gonna.
But thank you guys. Thank you for listening to us. The recommendation overall, would I go back to Disney World again? The answer is yes, but I probably am going to try to go back when I weigh a little bit less. So maybe I can do a little bit more. That's not the fault of Disney World. Disney World is very accommodating. So,
very accommodating.
It's just a desire maybe to enjoy more for the money that we're spending. Because again, it is quite expensive. So I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. Royal Caribbean is a lot cheaper, and Royal Caribbean ain't exactly cheap.
No. But yeah, I totally agree. I want to go back. When I'll weigh quite a bit less, and B, not in the middle of January. Sorry, I just not taking a chance on that again. I know most of the time it's not cold in Florida, but it was.
That was
cold.
The
funny thing is, the day before the 2 days that were bitter cold, our last 2 days there, it was 80. The day before, 80, and it was so nice. And then it just went whoop, and froze us to death. So, but anyway, we did have fun. We drove all the way home, saw our babies,
and
picked them up, and it was a zoo in the back of the car. But it was fun.
So thank you guys. We will continue to do these. Our next trip, we're going to go to John Mayer, so we'll talk about that.
Number 9.
And then we may go to Vegas. I don't know yet. And then we're definitely going to take a cruise in November. We'll talk to you guys about that as well. Yeah, we're going to do a back-to-back. So
on my birthday. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.